My sister wrote me up for a 60-second break violation, so I showed HR her time theft. I sat in the manager's office while my older sister Renata waved her clipboard at HR over speakerphone. She wanted me fired for taking 16 minutes on a 15-minute break, calling it time theft, and saying I was undermining her authority. The HR lady sounded confused as Renata ranted about professional standards, but my own sister was really trying to terminate me over 60 seconds. 6 months ago, I lost my apartment when my landlord sold the building. Renata got me hired at the fast food place where she worked as shift lead, and I was grateful for the help. I worked every terrible shift without complaining because I didn't want to make her look bad. But after she got promoted to senior shift lead, something changed. She started treating me like her personal example of strict management, documenting every tiny mistake to show she wasn't playing favorites. The breaking point happened last week when an elderly customer fell in our parking lot. She'd tripped over a crack and couldn't get up, so I helped her to her feet and walked her to her car to make sure she was okay. The woman thanked me with tears in her eyes, saying her hip was still healing from surgery. This made my break run exactly 60 seconds over. Renata was standing at the door with her phone timer when I came back. She'd been tracking all my breaks for weeks, documenting bathroom trips, timing how long I took to wash my hands. She even bought a special notebook just for recording my violations. That afternoon, she filed the formal complaint that triggered this meeting. But here's what made it ridiculous. Renata herself took 20-minute breaks every single day. She called them management planning sessions and spent them sitting in her car watching makeup tutorials on her phone. I knew because I could see her from the drive-through window. She also left 30 minutes early every Tuesday for her nail appointments but never clocked out. The other employees joked that Renata's breaks were longer than some people's entire shifts. I'd been documenting everything in my own notebook for months. Every extended break she took, every time she left early, every personal call she made on the clock. I had photos of her car in the parking lot during her supposed supply runs that lasted an hour. I had screenshots of her social media posts made during work hours when she claimed to be in meetings. My favorite was a TikTok she posted about work-life balance while she was supposedly training new employees. The evidence folder on my phone was thick with her hypocrisy. There were 12 separate incidents where she took breaks longer than 30 minutes. One time she disappeared for 45 minutes to buy coffee from a place 3 blocks away. She once spent an entire hour checking inventory, which was really just her sitting in the freezer talking to her boyfriend on FaceTime. Meanwhile, she wrote up another employee for taking 17 minutes on a 15-minute break when his mom called about a family emergency. When HR asked me to respond to the complaint, I opened my folder and started reading. The first entry showed Renata taking a 32-minute break the same day she wrote me up. The second showed her leaving 40 minutes early for a concert. By the fifth example, I could hear the HR lady typing rapidly. Then I showed them the scheduling records where Renata had been adjusting her own time card to hide her actual hours, adding time she never worked while documenting everyone else's minutes like a prison guard. The best part was when I pulled up our company handbook, which stated that break violations only counted if they exceeded 5 minutes without legitimate reason. Helping an injured customer was specifically listed as an acceptable exception. Renata had never actually read the policy she was trying to enforce. She just liked feeling powerful, measuring everyone's time while stealing hours herself. The district manager joined the call and asked Renata to explain her own time records. She started stuttering about how management had different standards, but he cut her off. He said wasting company resources on petty write-ups while committing actual time theft was grounds for demotion. The HR lady added that filing false complaints against employees was considered harassment, especially when the manager filing them was violating the same policies worse than anyone. They threw out my write-up immediately and demoted Renata back to regular crew member. Every single write-up she'd filed got reversed, including the guy she'd documented for bathroom breaks during food poisoning. He got her old position. Now Renata has to follow the same break rules she tried to weaponize. Yesterday I watched her sprint back from her car at exactly 15 minutes, panic checking her phone to make sure she wasn't late.